Hey there, listener. Welcome to the Deep Share Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Rouse, and for the last couple of decades, I've slowly been opening my eyes to a very different world than the one I grew up hearing about. And the more conversations I have with interesting people, the more mystifying this world becomes. So without further ado, let's get deep.
We've got science to celebrate! Demons bliss out! After what, baby? Come on!
There is rebellion in the wind. It will crush.
Everything I've said is true. It's real.
Dinosaur fossils? God put those here to test our faith.
A damn lie. I saw them with my own eye.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
We did illusions, man! None of it is true!
I'm not insane.
This is mass madness, you maniacs! In God's name, you people are the real thing! We are the illusion!
Welcome back to the Deep Share Podcast. It's a celebration for no reason whatsoever, but we've got Shane and Jeff. What's up, guys?
What
this
the
is great.
fuck is
Impromptu little threesome we have here going on.
Whoa, bro, that was crazy.
Jeff, we didn't tell you the details, but
Easy.
Shane and I were planning on just kind of throwing down. I actually opened this up to everyone in my Box Saga, not Discord, Telegram. So hopefully someone joins from there. Someone was planning on it, but
we're gonna make Jeff suck his own dick.
yeah, it's gonna be hilarious.
Damn.
Stay tuned for hour two.
Hell yeah. I'm
But
excited.
then so we're like, all right, screw it. Let's contact someone. We immediately thought of Jeff.
Dude, well,
Fernandez.
I'm extremely flattered, first off, that you guys would. Yeah, I saw Shane was calling me, so they're playing video games like a bum. And
Dude, I was totally gonna play video games tonight too.
and it's funny because like
Andy called me.
it's funny because I've been MIA, and it's because I never use the apps, the social apps, or as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, last time I talked to Shane a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Yo, take my number, dog," and here he is calling me, and boom, look,
Here we are.
here we are.
It's happening.
It's like
I
Batman.
tried.
dude.
We almost had the Dononaki, but we did not. I mean, you know what? I might shoot him.
Almost
I should shoot
had the
him
Jay
link.
Hanna hands as
Almost
Send the
well.
link.
Almost had the Jay Hanna hands.
He doesn't
It's
get internet
been,
till Thursday.
It's
Today is
been like a
Tuesday.
year since I've talked to a lot of these guys, to be honest.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Well, it's been a long time since I've spoken to Dan like on a podcast, that's for sure. But sometimes we'll shoot each other random revelations. But
Hell yeah.
I'll shoot him the link anyway, just in case he gets home in time and feels like hopping on,
Do it. What have you guys been up to, man?
Dude, fucking trying to like be a better singer, dog.
Dude,
Like
me
those
too.
tracks you sent me, I was like, oh, it's like, oh, I heard so much better shit than like I actually recorded, in my head.
I know exactly what you mean, man.
I'm just-
What you did was sick, though, dude, and it gave me a lot of ideas too.
Fuck yeah.
I've also been like singing along with some of the stuff, and I'm not like a singer at all, so it's been fun, kind of sticking around with
Fuck
it.
yeah.
But you inspired me,
Fuck yeah, bro.
yeah, dude.
I've been like wanting to play guitar more, but like I got this fucking 6-string right here, dude. And like I don't know, the pickups in it are really hot. And I just been playing in like everything in E standard, bro. And like I've been trying to like write like metal, but like I don't know, some like new fucking fusion shit
Mm.
where it's like I got some heavy shit. Basically, like I guess like you could like kind of like dance Gavin dance ish, but like heavier.
Horse the band. You guys
And like,
some weird shit.
but dude, I love this thing. Is sick, dude. This
Bro, you know what we need to do? Honestly, like I know we always talk about like, oh, we should do this, we should do that, and sometimes we'll fuck around with some stuff. We need to like just write a couple of songs, man, like 3 songs, okay? And we need to blend genres, right? Not like prog does this already, like blending genres, but we need to do it more. Like we just need to go hard on the blending, whether that's in like post production or during the writing process or both. I'm talking heavy electronics. Do you guys listen to North Lane?
I love
I
North
have
Lane.
listened to North Lane.
I go way back with North Lane.
Yeah, I
back
love
to,
North Lane.
What was that? Dispossession, and that first album
Heavy as
with
fuck.
their old singer who burnt his voice out before they
So
got the new guy.
that what was like the one of their newer ones that they did? Actually, I think all their newer shit really, but like I think it was
I know what you're
Alien.
talking about. Yeah,
It just
they did a track with or multiple tracks with like a producer, like a DJ, and it's fine. It's like dubstep a little bit with like the heavy breakdown post metal type shit. Yeah,
it's so weird. It reminds me like kind of like some Doom shit, but nowhere near as fast and heavy. But like it has that like electronic like power, like like I don't know. Some people call it like a stomp beat, I guess, where you just fucking like they have a lot of that fucking
808s.
Yeah, a lot of 808s and shit.
Yeah, just constant.
Yeah, sick stuff. But we need to do that. We
Great.
need to blend all genres and just do like 3 songs and just sick as fuck, you know.
All genres. That's a tall order, Jeff.
Maybe not all genres, but just all the genres that we have in our
genre.
You know,
your arsenal.
Yeah, in our arsenal.
Some
We
thrash.
started off with a trap beat.
Hey, I've been known to make beats once in a while. We can make some beats.
Dude,
I made some beats, son.
Veil of Maya
I made some dubstep.
And put like Veil of Maya threw in a killer like what's that genre reggaeton beat in the middle of one of their songs one time, and it's like you don't really notice it unless you're paying attention. It's like, wait, what the hell did that just go do? Just like 4 beats. That's it. It was just like he just does it like a few times, and that was it. It's like what the fuck.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. No, I like different shit, man, and I'm liking where the bands that I listen to, these prog metal bands, gent bands, if you will, like the direction that they're all kind of going, I'm really liking. It's got this. You guys listen to Tesseract? Is another great example, right?
Dude, their new stuff that they've been putting out over the past months, just like they've been putting out a bunch of new weird music videos.
The new album dropped last month.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
I've listened to some.
War of Being.
It's so killer. Like they're fun. It's almost like watching a flower bloom. Not to be kind of lame about it, but like literally, like everything that you saw, like subtleties of in all their earlier work, is just like coming forward more and more, and like it's being pulled out, and like you see what like it's like their final form is coming forward, you know. And the past 2 albums have kind of seemed that way, where they've kind of found themselves in this weird like sci-fi prog space that they're in, like also medieval somehow. I don't know.
Dude,
Daniel
it's
Jones,
so good, man.
Mad magician.
I think I came when you were talking about Tesseract like that right now. Like,
they're probably like I call Every Time I Die my favorite like heavy band, but Tesseract might be probably like one of my top 3. I don't know. They're unreal.
Yeah. Tesseract is amazing, but they do a lot of this like there's a lot, what's the word, cinematic scoring, if you will, almost with their music. And it's so different than, you know, if you go to listen to like what you would consider metal, right? Like if you go to some dildo on the street, right? You know, the people that are like, what do you listen to? And they're like, everything. And then you put on something and they don't listen to it. Those people, right? And you say, what's metal? They're going to be like Metallica, you know, fucking Nickelback is metal.
Nickelback.
You know, maybe we're getting old. Maybe the younger people are more, you know.
Dude,
Not
Spirit
even,
Box
man.
is on the radio.
One of the guys that I work with, man, he you know, he's in his 20s and
Beartooth.
he fucking listens to, you know, your standard, what normal people listen to. I couldn't even name a single thing, but I'm listening to my shit in the morning and he's like, hey, could I request a song? And I'm like, yeah, of course, bro, you know, in the work truck. And he's like, could you put on that song? I think it's something Puppets, Master Puppets, I think. I'm like, yeah, Master Puppets, I got you, man. So I put it on. And I'm like, how do you know about this? And he's like, oh, Stranger Things, bro. And I'm like,
Dude, at least we heard some metal, dog.
And I was like, shut up and listen, bro. And I put the whole album on. I was like, here you go.
Yeah. Did you hear that there was like a thing going around where like young people were calling out old people for trying to be cool by wearing Metallica shirts? Like, you think you're like young and hip for wearing Metallica because it's like a Stranger Things. It's like, no, it's my thing. What are you talking about?
I can't face palm hard enough.
Yeah, dude. That's how I felt. I just was like, fuck, bro. But I helped him out. I was like, listen to the whole album. Here you go. Now you know.
And then here's
yeah,
Vulgar
dude.
Display of Power next. Take that
And
and run
then
with it.
and you just play Infant Annihilator.
Oh my god. Yeah, jump from Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning to Dying Fetus.
Hell yeah, dude. Going back to Tesseract, you guys get tickets for the tour?
Nope.
Nah, dude.
But I didn't know.
I don't go to concerts anymore, dude.
I want to.
I went and saw Ghost in August with my wife because she wanted to go.
That threw me for a loop.
I mean, that was a really cool concert. I'm not saying I like their music, but like they're all really good musicians.
Yeah, they're good performers, man. Like
excellent performers.
Yeah.
I had never heard of them, and then I saw what they looked like, and I heard their name when you told me about them when you were going to see them. I'm like, okay, I gotta hear this band because most of what Shane shows me is pretty brutal and pretty awesome.
Dude, Amon Amarth was playing though.
That's pretty wild, especially the fact that they're
both,
but it makes
they're
sense
both from the same country.
So what's cool too is that Ghost, they're for people that have never heard of Ghost. Maybe I'm the one living under a rock, but I don't know. Ghost is very theatrical. They're very almost like alternative sounding with weird twists to it, total like fusion of different genres and stuff like that, but definitely not metal, definitely not heavy, but their look is absolutely gothic and heavy. Yeah, some parts are very dark and everything, but now like in retrospect, it was surprising because I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting this, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a modern day, like the Misfits are similar to that. And I grew up listening to the Misfits. I get that theatrical idea, so that must have been a pretty cool live show to see anyway,
There's a lot of bands. You guys listen to a lot of those. I think we've actually talked about this before. Like those.
Welcome to Horns Up. We are back.
All right. So
that's inevitable. Go ahead, Jeff.
Like Nordic style Viking metal shit. We've talked about this before, right?
Amon
Amarth, Winter Sun.
Winter Sun and Amon Amarth are the only two that I listen to.
Encephalum or Encephalum, however the fuck you say that band.
Dude, Winter Sun.
But they're all like super theatrical too, Well, maybe not to that extent, but it's epic.
I listen to like In Flames. Well, I mean, I don't really that much these days, but yeah, that's like the old school Scandinavian, like late '90s metal. Soil Work is a little bit more modern. But yeah, Testament's another one, I think, right? They were like a Viking type band, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. It could be a Christian band. I don't know. I don't know. But there's a bunch of cool Viking bands that are out there.
Crack my neck. That felt good.
What's you guys if you had to say like your number one go-to right now, like if you're putting on some jams, like what are you putting on?
Honestly,
dude, Bill Murray, son.
No. Is that a band name now?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Who couldn't love it? Like that's great.
Yeah, dude. It's the OG singer from Attack Attack. It's his band.
Oh, interesting. Wait, is that Carlisle?
No. The singer, the auto-tune guy.
Oh, okay, that guy.
Yeah.
I get all those bands so confused because they kind of have
no. That was his first band, and then Austin Carlisle went to fucking Mice and Men.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was that generation. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I mean that's sick. But like, all of the songs are kind of like the same exact structure, basically. They're all bangers, but it's just like he just keeps writing the same banger over and over again. Mm-hmm. And some of the bangers are more banging than other bangers, but like if you listen to just one Bill Murray song, you fuck with it. But then you like listen to like all the Bill Murray songs, you're like,
I don't need to fuck with this.
Was this like is this the same song? This is a different song. Not talking shit on Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray. Go listen to Bill Murray. But like, dude, Darko, bro. I still like if I'm gonna put on some heavy, either like Darko, I'm listening to Contortionist. It's same old shit for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too, where I mean, when I'm in my car, I don't have Spotify, and I only have like one CD. And I think it's like Tool, and I don't even listen to it anymore. But I downloaded music to my phone that I can listen to offline, and the only ones I have are Lamb of God, As the Palace Burns, Tesseract, all of their music,
Fuck
and
yeah.
all of Every Time I Die's music.
Okay, dude.
So it's very different moods, but
Yeah.
similar, I guess. Every Time I Die is very apocalyptic, like Lamb of God, in some cases, I guess.
I was listening to the Fall of Troy a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. Royal Coda. That's basically like Dance Gavin Dance with Kurt Travis again.
You guys remember
Two
Into
different
the
members,
Flood?
but
Or after the was it after? No, Into the Moat.
Into the moat.
Into the Moat.
No, dude.
Dude, I don't know.
You just
Dude.
threw me
Sounds
for
like some like grindcore shit.
Oh, it's probably Into the Moat was pretty much.
You could have said Into the Abyss, into so many things,
Into
and I'd
so
be like,
many
yeah, I
things.
think so.
There's a
Like, Into the
million
moat.
bands. But yeah, I'm just having flashbacks now.
Into the Moat.
What about you, Jeff? What are you rocking?
That's
right
what I
now?
want to hear.
Number one, Tesseract,
Tesseract.
bro. Tesseract is fucking my shit all day, every day. But I'm also like go to Pliny a lot.
Word.
Animals.
I
as
forgot that was a
Leaders.
band. Yeah, I love
dude,
Animals as
you know,
Leaders. I
I
haven't listened
like
to
a
them in a
lot of
while.
these instrumental metal bands. I listened to Jason Richardson's one album today, just
I
going
should just
back.
send you all my music. You can listen to me.
Heavy Metal Ninjas. You guys ever listen to Heavy Metal Ninjas?
What?
Oh,
No.
that sounds
Dude,
cool.
you gotta listen to Heavy Metal Ninjas. Those guys are fucking phenomenal.
Bro.
It brings to mind like a
Richie
mood,
Allen.
a whole mood. Like
Yeah, Richie Allen is the fucking Shredmaster Flex of the fucking
why do I know that name?
goddamn Heavy Metal Ninjas.
Cool. You know that Every Time I Die, I was going to say, is forming new bands. Like Keith Buckley is working with musicians from other bands, and the musicians from Every Time I Die are working with like the dude from Dillinger Escape Plan, like the vocalist. That might be interesting. Nothing's come about it yet, but
I think that's something, man. Like when I'm working on music. By the way, should we keep talking about music? I don't want to just keep talking about music if that wasn't the plan. I don't know if you guys are trying to go.
I didn't have a plan. So the original
I
plan
love talking about music.
was that this was going to be about Box Saga with a couple people from the Telegram channel that I have, but nobody was around.
Well, I guess if they show
wanted
up, we'll just
switch some gears, or
Yeah.
and most of them all love Scandinavian black metal, so it works.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, here we go.
Here, what is this?
This is Heavy Metal Ninjas.
Yeah, this is one of their ballads. That's a ballad, but
Is this one of those bands that sounds like it's supposed to be heavy? It's like a little small dog named Rex or something.
no, they got some.
But don't get me wrong, audience. I love some smooth music,
Bro.
like Ghost. I dig it. They kind of reminded me of the Deer Hunter.
I feel like this is like they have parts like this, but it's gonna be like OG Contortionist, and they're just gonna be like.
So no, that whole song. This is instrumental. First of all, second of all,
Yeah,
that whole song is a
but-
ballad. So that song is gonna be slow.
Okay, what about M45?
Go for it.
This does sound like Contortionist. It's a little bit like. Rings of Saturn's about to.
All right, you got way too long of an intro. Come on, this is 2023 here.
Bro, come on.
Bro, first of all, don't disrespect.
Okay.
I just wrote a song with like a 2-minute intro.
That's metal, man.
There we go.
Ooh.
This is one of those bands I was like, fuck you, my guitar tone does not come from the bass. Suck my
yeah.
dick.
And this guy shreds, bro.
Dude, this sounds like Cloud Kicker. Or Angel Vivaldi. You guys familiar with that guitarist, Angel Vivaldi?
Nope.
Jeff knows who I'm talking about. You remember 40 Below Summer, Jeff?
That's sick.
Yeah,
Shout
I met
out
Angel
Heavy Metal
Vivaldi.
Pages.
You met him?
Yeah, I met him at the Haven down here.
Is he a nice guy or is he a total prick?
No, he
God.
was super cool, man.
Holy's coming. My son had a video game open. I'm trying to close
What is he playing, GTA?
it. BeamNG.
Yeah, but I've been listening to a lot of like instrumental shit, and then like I said, Tesseract. If I'm in the singing mood and I'm driving, Tesseract goes on for sure. You know.
Yeah, man. Tesseract for some reason is like a timeless thing for me too. I think it has just the right elements of heavy and soft, or heavy and melodic. You know, both with the singing and the music.
Yeah, and I like to think that I'm keeping up with Daniel Tompkins when I'm singing along with the music.
Me
I know
too.
I'm not,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, I'm fucking in it, bro. I'm fucking, fucking going, bro.
It's fucking right, dog.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds good when the music's playing, dude.
Fuck
Absolutely,
yeah,
when it's louder than my voice.
Hell yeah.
Dude, he's on another level.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is insane.
He does Twitch a lot. I don't know if you guys know, but him and the drummer Jay Pastones do fucking Twitch, and yeah, so he's like singing along with the tracks live, doing drums live with the tracks. You know,
I think I've seen a couple of those posted up on YouTube. Like, it was like during the pandemic they started doing that.
Yeah.
They were doing live sets at some point.
Yeah,
That's why I
live
asked you,
sessions.
Shane. That's way back when I was like, yo, could you do a live set? Like live on the air for a podcast? And you were like, absolutely not. Like, pay me. Like,
what
because
we
it's so
thought
high
about?
order.
Like some way to do what we're doing right now, but to stream.
You would have to pre-record it.
Stream our DAWs, our DAWs, right? So that we can see what we're writing at the same time as if we're in the same room. Like that's the key. Like somebody needs to invent a way.
They came out with a new DAW that does that. You can all control it remotely. You can control the same program. You're all in the same DAW. And you're all remotely controlling
Cloud DAW,
the
bro.
same one session. Yeah.
Tell me right now. I'm looking it up.
I forget what it's called.
I don't care how much it is.
My buddy Gibbs was telling me about it.
I don't care how much it is. Take all of my fucking money.
They do this for everything now. Like
I mean, you could also do it like the scammer way, where like you can control each other's computers.
I do this with a bunch of audio drama dorks. We're all nerds and love audio drama. We try to like write different stories and stuff like that. So we have this cloud where we can all edit, we can all approve or make comments on different parts of stories and stuff like that. And it's like a brain. Have you guys ever seen The Brain? You can download. The Brain is amazing for everything, where you can kind of just organize. Like, Jeff, you could take every conspiracy theory you have in your brain and put it onto this digital brain, and it can organize everything, names, dates, everything, pictures, links, all kinds of stuff. So, you can do that. We do that with stories. You could do that with song ideas, but it seems like that, like this DAW idea with like sharing the DAWs. Yeah, that's brilliant to see exactly what the fuck the other person means.
Right. Yep. In real time, and like, hey, wait, because it's like, how it is, man. When you're tracking some music, right? Let's say you're playing guitar, right? And the track's happening. You have to loop it sometimes 50 times, right? It just plays over and over and over again, and you just have to keep playing the same part. And if you're not in the room with the other guy or whatever, or the other girl, and you're not like having a conversation, like, what do you think about that, right? Like, or they're not hopping in and saying, hey, do this right there. You're not getting that element, and that's what you're missing.
Absolutely.
With all these home studio guys, like what I do and what we do, we just, I don't know about all you guys, but me, I'm just in my room, so it's like,
yeah, dude, it's like, I don't know, once you're like, you don't have enough creative juices for all that. Like, you just wrote a song, you can't now you can't think about like producing it too. Like you like maybe come back to it and try to, think about all your little producer tricks, but it's like I find it I was better at it before when I wasn't as good at songwriting, and now I'm like better at songwriting and I don't think about producing nearly as much.
That makes
Yeah.
sense though, because you're letting the song speak for itself.
And well, I mean, I've also gotten to like a production level where I just like I just use like presets and like I know like what sounds decent
Right.
and I can just do that every time.
Yeah, you're not
So all my
fucking around with
songs
all these
sound
different presets and different
really
like
similar,
compressors.
but at least sound wise.
Mhm.
But it sounds yeah, I think it sounds pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, presets, man. Thank God
Yeah,
for fucking presets.
I mean they're my presets,
Yeah,
but
templates. I'm actually trying to get this my buddy over here who's pretty high up in the food chain in the music industry. I'm trying to get him over to my house one day just to like mix one of my songs
yeah,
to like a semi. He doesn't have to do a pro level. Just give me like a semi pro mix that I can save as a template. So every time I start a new track to write, I could just open up a fresh template and it already sounds clean.
dude, fucking right, dude. Like,
Yeah, you
oh
don't
my
even
god.
need you don't so like yeah, would you really even need Axe effects anymore at this point? Like I mean I'm not a guitarist, but at
No,
this
no, no,
point,
no. Check it out. It's all about the impulse responses, which
right,
is
triggers.
the guitar cabinet emulation.
Hmm.
So like you can use like one of these cheap or no, it's like a free VST that they made in like before 2010, and it's just a regular old metal guitar amp. And once you run it through any like a modern high quality impulse response, which is again is your guitar cabinet emulator, um like the tone it sounds like any modern amp that they've come out with in the past fucking 10 years. The amps, there's like I don't think they can get any better with their amp technology. Like I think that's
Yeah.
where it is. And I've even experimented with using different amps and they sound nearly identical on the same impulse response.
You know, I think the problem also is that like we're guys like us are trying to hold this shit to a certain standard because we're listening to stuff that's at a high standard. But we
Yeah.
know when we think about these bands that we listen to, right? Like let's take Tesseract for instance, or I don't know if you guys listen to like Monuments or you said the Contortionist, right?
Monuments is killer.
In fact, I saw the Contortionist live, and then I went out into the merch area, and John Brown from Monuments, the guitar player, was at the merch table for Contortionist. And I was like, oh shit, you don't even live in this country. And then I was like, oh, it clicked. And I was like, oh, you guys are buddies. You guys all hang out. You guys are doing the thing. So that's why every time one of these bands puts something out, it's so sick. Because if you look, you see that Tosin helped with that, and Misha helped
Misha.
with this. And and then it's like, now that's why it sounds so fucking good. And then we're all over here just like trying to fucking.
Yeah, man. When I saw
Yeah.
I've seen Periphery like I think I saw Periphery 3 times, and the first time I saw them was in the tiny, tiny little romantic place. Man, it was just such a small venue, and the house was packed, and they were so many up on the stage. It's crazy. But they had the guitarist from Monuments playing for one of them. I can't remember who was out that day or whatever. Or this was way back when. This was back before Spencer joined the band. So it was I think they were just kind of switching people around. And that whole
Okay.
mentality is everywhere in those all those bands. They're all just kind of doing each other favors. They're all playing on each other's tracks all the time. It's
Dude,
fun. They play for each other live. Like
look,
one time I saw Intronaut and Cloud Kicker. Are you familiar with Cloud Kicker, Jeff? Shane? Either of
No.
you? Cloud Kicker's another instrumental guy. It's just him. You should definitely check out Cloud Kicker if you like the instrumental
Cloud
stuff.
word.
Has a little bit more of an alternative side to it, but the thing is when I saw them live, Intronaut just was his band, and it was fucking insane. It's like instead of having him just play everything through a PA or Axe Effects or whatever, he just had a whole fucking band with him playing it, and it was nuts.
All right, check this out. On the back to the producer thing, if you want to be a good producer, like you have to spend as much time as it if you would like wanted to be a good guitar player. But all you have to do is fucking sign up for URM Academy, dude. It's just they teach you. They get all of your favorite mixing artists that mix and master all of your favorite artists to come on and mix and master one of your favorite songs, and they teach you exactly how they did it. And then they have a mixed competition, and there's always like top three prizes. And yeah, dude, check this out. This is my buddy. He joined in Dying Arms like back in the day. I'm fucking proud of him, dude. I fucking got him to use Studio One. Like I got him into producing basically. He was already kind of getting into it, but like I think he was just using like Audacity. I was like, dude, you gotta get Studio One. And check this out, dude. I'm pretty sure I can't be 100%, but I'm gonna play a song from like 2021 because they have shit out from 2022 and 2023. But I'm 90% sure that like he mixed and mastered this shit I'm about to show you, and he did it all in his fucking bedroom.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. He also plays guitar,
This is tight.
and
You know
he's
what I'm
the singer.
What I'm missing? Oh,
Yeah, that's Orion.
that was filthy.
He featured on my in Sound on Fifth Street.
A nice guitar, bro. That's the thing I'm missing, bro.
All right, I'm trying to find if there's singing. Oh yeah, here we go. No. No. Oh man, I want to shout out Noah because he's a badass guitar player and singer.
This is nice.
Yeah, it sounds crisp.
There you go.
Through this like screen share.
There he is. So check it out. Oh, dude, that's so good.
Dude,
He
what
was
band is this?
It's in Dying Arms.
Alright.
So they'll teach me how to mix like that, bro.
Dude, Noah could, yeah, you could probably pay him. But no, just sign up for Nail the Mix.
Nah, tell him to hook me up, bro. Tell him it's my birthday.
Have you heard of Nine Dead?
Negative.
Okay, so that's my buddy Blake's band. They're like popping off. They just opened up for like ICP and shit.
Dude, what kind of music? Is this another ghost situation?
No, dude, no. They're fucking heavy as fuck.
That's crazy that Violent J is like, hell yeah, man. I'm a Christian. I want that band.
This came out September 4th. Shout out Blake Kinnaman in Nine Dead, bro. He was our vocalist in Silent on Fifth Street, our second vocalist. Him and Noah were in their fucking first band together. Listen to his vocals, bro. Shout out Blake, bro. I fucking love you, dog. He's got so many different vocal sounds.
That's disgusting, bro.
Dude, that was giving me insane Suicide Silence vibes.
Did I know?
In the best way. Like, because I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, I don't even know if they're still putting out music, but I know that the guy from All Shall Perish took over when Mitch died, and I did not like what happened with that, you know. I was like, yeah, it just sounds like another All Shall Perish record with just different fucking guitar tone.
Isn't that like the worst? I mean, it's obviously in some cases like dudes die and shit.
I mean, it's for like the touring purposes, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a cool thing that he's doing. I just don't like.
Yeah. But I'm saying like when a band that you love like gets a new singer.
Oh man, it's
and
like
it's just not the same.
change
anymore.
your fucking band name.
Northlane, man. There's two albums, two with the old singer, and there's the Discovery, and then there's the big one that kind of put him on the map. And then he left because his voice fell apart. And it's like, I like the newer stuff, but it's so fucking different.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely has more of that poppy singing influence. Like, not just singing, but poppier influence, you know?
I'm trying to think of the Heart of a Coward. You guys ever listen to Heart of a Coward?
Yeah, I think you and I have talked about them.
Have we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same situation. That guy just left, and it's like, why, bro? Like, you had it, man. You were it. You were it, dog.
That happens so often, dude, too. I mean, bands to the point where there's no one left or one person left to hold the band name, you know, but the singer leaving is, but sometimes it's not the singer.
They've been around for over fucking 10 years.
Dude, sometimes it's the guitarist that is writing everything. Like Fallujah was one of my favorite bands over 3 albums, and then I can't remember his name now, but he left the band, and it just he wrote all their songs. He was like their main songwriter. So the whole heart of Fallujah just completely changed. And it was still cool, but it's just
slightly off topic, something horrible. I like knew about the band Fallujah for way longer than I knew about like what happened in the or even that there was a city of Fallujah.
I just thought it was a weird name.
I was just like, dude, that's it's
like the band Caliban. Remember Caliban?
No. Caliban.
Dude, you're on these obscure bands, man. I gotta get on that level, dude.
Dude,
they weren't that. They were like typical metalcore.
What was the one from earlier, bro?
Dude, okay, Shane, look up
something with the moat.
Into the moat. Look up
into the moat.
Now, granted, I don't know what the production's gonna sound like because I mean we go way back, boys. We're talking.
Dude, 2005 and 2009.
I'm pulling it up on Spotify, bro. They got it on Spotify.
Which album, bro? Which album?
I would say go with the newest because it's going to be
there it is,
probably different from their original sound, but at least the quality is going to be tolerable, you know?
Follow, bro. See, look, dude. They got fucking...
Do they have more shit?
No, they got shit on Spotify. Crushing it.
Man, I don't remember any of their shit, really. But these guys were crazy. I knew that. I saw them live a bunch. John Rebecca.
Oh my god, dude. Those are like unprocessed vocals, dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Those vocals are badass.
None of us processed our vocals back then.
I didn't.
I think Alex Terrible processes his vocals.
A little bit.
You say Alex Terrible?
Yeah.
He lives near me.
He moved to Florida?
Yep.
Dude just fought a bear. Bro. That was crazy. Did you see that video?
Isn't that like his bear though?
No. No, he like paid a trainer to like, you know, set it up and everything, but the bear literally runs at him and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so funny listening to him explain it. He's like, I fight bear and I'm scared. I'm very scared, you know?
So my buddy,
Like, dude,
my
this
buddy down
huge
here.
tattoo
How
guy.
old is he? Isn't he only like 25? Like, I think he's
gotta be
younger
young.
than me.
Yeah, he's gotta be young. It's crazy.
My buddy down here has a storage warehouse that he's had for a few years, and it's like air conditioned and it's all fucking, it's nice, man. Stage, he built a stage in there. He's got the professional lights and she uses it for his band to like practice their shit for touring and set up the lights and all that kind of stuff, right? But other bands use that space as well for practice spaces. So a lot of the bands that are like located in and around Central Florida will like use that as their main practice space if they don't have one already. And then also like touring bands that are coming through, if they're stopping through the area, they'll slide through there for whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, fucking Alex Terrible and Slaughter to Prevail, those guys moved down here and they use that space. Which
That's
is pretty cool.
so cool, dude. Those guys are brutal.
Yeah.
We should get them on here.
Yeah, Jeff, hassle them.
I've never met them.
Bring a bear.
I've never been there when they were
Yeah,
there.
just get a bear. Just bring a bear.
but
You'll
Yeah, right.
immediately earn their respect if you have a bear.
just
with
sleep
you.
outside. Just wait for them to show up.
Just
Yeah.
wait out there with a bear,
the
dude.
bear.
No one can
Dress-
fuck with you, dude, because you have a bear.
Yeah, dress up like a bear. Just do that. Anyway.
Like the smallest bear I've ever seen.
I'm very glad that this kind of is an episode of Horns Up because clearly we had a lot to say, a lot to get out about
Ooh.
music and stuff. Because
Music.
I honestly, I was listening to a lot more music when I was talking to you guys about music.
Yeah.
I take
same.
long breaks when I'm in the car and when I'm at work. I'm listening to like friggin' Sasquatch Chronicles. It's like kind of conspiracy theory related, but it's like kind of not the heavy material that I typically deal with. So it's like
Yeah,
fun
man.
and I also
Yes.
kind of
You ever
believe a lot
listen-
of it.
You ever listen to Infinite Rabbit Hole, bro? My other
Yeah,
show that I
dude.
was on
Yeah.
before
Oh, yeah.
back in the day.
Wasn't Dan and I on that at some
I
point?
think I brought you guys on there once to talk about the box saga, right?
The box saga.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's still doing that. Jeremy's still doing that show. So
That's cool.
Yeah, are you back on, or was that just like a one-time thing to
yeah,
have?
I just popped on there. You know what I'm saying? Do the thing.
Word,
But
word.
No, he's taking it like he's doing like a documentary style thing, but his thing is like cryptids and Bigfoot and shit. That's what I love about 'cause
Yeah,
he's
That's
just
what
straight.
Chris from Forbidden Knowledge News is doing too. He's
Oh,
got,
yeah.
like,
yeah, dude. I want to see that. He's got it out, but like,
I
just
told him
haven't
he's
gotten
gotta-
around to
he-
watching it.
I thought he was gonna go all the way around the country. I know he's self-funded, so I mean, hey,
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
everybody go check out Forbidden Knowledge News and go help him out.
Absolutely.
But I was hoping he would come up to New England because we got a lot of weird shit up here, man. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in the typical woo-woo stuff, but there's still like a lot of weird history here, like the Druidic temples near me, about 20 miles away. It's like just plenty of stuff for people to check out, you know. We got a cemetery up here that's got a lot of weird lore. It was featured in a lot of books. It's called Spider Gates.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty dark, but people add, of course, all their own mythology to it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But the real shit's creepy enough because like a satanic cult was practicing in there in the late 80s, and there's like an altar and shit. But the
Oh,
graves are
dude.
like from the 1600s. It's old. It's like in the woods.
Yeah,
Very
man.
old.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a couple graveyards I cut where some of the graves are from the 1800s.
It's pretty
And
cool.
that's, it's not as old as that.
Debunked mud flood.
Dude, like we didn't talk, we kind of talked about it a little bit last time we were together, but like spooky shit that happened to you. I didn't get to
Spooky
hear
shit.
yours. I didn't
Oh
get to
yeah, I
hear
left
I didn't get to hear the spooky shit that happened to you, Andy.
outside of psychedelics.
Tell me,
Shouldn't count, right?
tell me something spooky. If you
Okay.
can think so.
Well, I don't know if anything spooky has ever happened to me that like turned out to be like paranormal or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw UFOs. I'm sure I've told
That's
you that story.
spooky. I don't recall it.
This is before my podcast. I think it was the summer after I bought this house. and my son and I were out in our backyard. I was doing lawn work, and I looked up and saw a big 747 with the contrail or chemtrail going by. I was just looking at it, and my boy was like 2. And I was like, hey, look up at the plane, check it out. And as I did that, I'm looking at the contrail and I see something shiny. And I look closer and I'm thinking, oh, there's like some debris or something falling from the sky. And then I look closer and it's doing like there's 5 objects and they're all silvery, shiny. I can't make out their exact shape. They're very small, but they're literally flying around. I see them disappearing around the back of the like through the contrail and down towards like my side of it.
Yeah.
And they're doing zigzags and circling around it and just kind of doing that typical silly orb thing that you've seen a bunch of UFOs do, like kind of like floating around each other and stuff. And I'm getting out my phone. I'm trying to get out my phone, everything.
Yeah.
And I finally get it all ready to hit record. And as I look up in my view, and I'm holding my phone with my hand. So I'm trying to find it while I'm looking with my eyes at what's happening, because that's way better. And I want to see it.
Yeah.
And so 4 of the objects are kind of still moving, but they're getting closer to each other. And then just 1, 2, 3, 4, they just vanish. While the 5th one is, and I just thought to look and find it with my eyes at the last second, it's darting like just straight line out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And my camera barely, maybe if I blew it up and maybe if I put some filters on it, you kind of see the one streaking away, but all the magic was not caught on film, unfortunately. But it's like you've seen these types of UFOs in fake or real videos for a long time. I knew exactly what I was looking at after a couple seconds. I was like, oh shit, this is like, they're like coordinating.
Dude, so there's like different kinds. So there's when I saw a UFO, to me, there was a fucking helicopter flying like really low, and I was already sitting out on my front porch. So I like ran out in the yard to like watch the helicopter fly. So it was like really low. I was like, damn, this thing is like must be looking for somebody or something. And I saw this like bright ass searchlight. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that, that thing is really bright, but it's also like I don't know, it wasn't like didn't look like where the beam was coming from didn't look right. And then when it finally got, there's like a big ass tree in my yard and it kind of blocked our view for a second as the helicopter flew by. But like before the helicopter got by, this bright light fucking just starts flying by. But like it's just a bright like oval light. It's just light, but it's not like emitting light, but it's light. It's weird. But this helicopter's flying right behind it. And then like as soon as it gets like a little past my yard, this fucking UFO just fucking just dips off in like same kind of thing. You could like kind of see the trail and then it just disappeared. And the helicopter, it kept flying and we saw it flying around for another like 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
And it was crazy. And we got like just like the very end of that on video. And for some reason it like flipped the video. Like and we tried recording a video after that and it didn't do that. We recorded another one and then it they were all like regular. And for some reason, because there's always seems to be like some sort of technical shit when you record fucking UFOs or Bigfoot or some shit, and like I guess that's all it did, but it's still really weird that it flipped the video. Like it
happens a lot with like I said, I listen to a lot of Sasquatch Chronicles, and there's so many people that come on and tell their encounter stories. And like video cameras or phone cameras, they malfunction, things don't work. It's really weird.
That's the thing about like paranormal stuff. Like I can get behind almost all the other stuff, cryptids, most of the cryptids, not all of them. Some of them are fucking ridiculous, but some cryptids, UFOs, aliens and shit. Of course I can get behind some of that, but paranormal stuff I could just never really get into because it's like, why is there never a ghost of like people in the daytime, like just out in random places, like in areas where in the public, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like you never see a ghost of the guy who got hit by a bus,
I
right?
think someone would say like it only, well, I mean, maybe that you would, right? Maybe you just wouldn't notice that. Because
Maybe.
it's so I was gonna say that most mystical people kind of lean towards the fact that it has to leave a very drastic imprint, you know.
Yeah. Well, like
But
my buddy
I
Jake
don't
used to
believe
joke, like, how
it.
come you never see the ghost of the kid whose vape blew up and killed him?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
example. Yeah,
It's always some
absolutely.
like chick from 19 or from like 1850 or some shit,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of weird. Um,
But
I
then
think it
like
has something to do with energy that we don't understand.
our buddy
Yeah.
Lehman tells a story of getting fucking lifted off of a. He's like, at the time he said he was like 360 pounds and he's like 6'4" or something. And he was laying down on his couch and something fucking lifted him up and like threw him on the ground. And that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like I definitely believe in like alternate dimensions, entities, and things like that, things that can interact with us in this physical realm.
I've had dinner
But
with this guy multiple times. Like,
yeah, I guess I just don't believe in the idea of like a ghost in your like conventional sense.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Also,
I kind of agree with that.
doesn't it feel so Christian? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
see
live
so
like in
much specific like
purgatory or something.
Catholic indoctrination, even in like atheists, or not even atheists, but like more quote unquote spiritual,
Hmm.
non-Western religious people. It's like, well, where do you think you got this idea from? Like these ghosts, these wispy, I'm not saying it's
Right.
strictly Christian, but it does feel very also like, where are these ghosts? Why aren't they passed over? Oh, they have unfinished business. And it's like,
I would say it's
giving
Abrahamic, if
very
anything,
okay,
because
yeah, for
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
but it's like, yeah, it's if
It's
you
in
look at
every
it
culture,
from
don't get me wrong.
different, like I
sure.
guess a Buddhist or Hindu, more Eastern style, then that just becomes resolved in karma in your next life. Like
Well, there's definitely, like I said, there's definitely entities that can, that we just can't see and
yeah,
experience unless they want us to see and experience them. Now, whether you want to call them ghosts or demons or jinn or whatever the fuck, like, and the thing is the rarity in which those interactions happen and the level of like profoundness that those interactions cause, those entities could say anything and convince people of anything. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know the exact point I'm getting at here, but
I
you
feel
know,
you. I feel you. I could just, it's like the South Park episode with the aliens where they showed up as Stan's dad. And they're like, he's like, Dad? And he's like, no, I'm just showing up as your dad. So, my true form doesn't like terrify you.
mm,
He's like, can we see your true form? And like, it's like, I think it like showed something that like it didn't even show on screen. It just
yeah,
showed
just like
them like, and like he turned
right.
back and they're like, well, can you be like a taco? It was like a shit taco that poops ice cream or something. And that's when they found out Earth was just a TV show and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just a planet filled with uh all aliens from different
Hmm.
planets. Like each animal has its own planet and they throw them all on one planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
funny.
going back in time, I guess here's the point I think I was trying to make before, is like going back in time, speaking of like this being like an Abrahamic or a Christian idea, these entities could have interacted with people in the last 2,000 years or 4,000 years, I guess, and just really like manipulated that situation, and be like, oh yeah, I'm a demon or I'm an angel, I'm your guardian angel or I'm, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
pray to some entity that would make you believe that I'm of your faith, right?
Humans can do that too.
Humans do
Yeah.
it too, but especially like a jinn, right? Like,
Well, see, when you said, yeah, I wanted to say real quick, like the word entity, I kind of put that among like you gave a bunch of different examples, like call it
Yeah.
whatever you will.
Yeah.
I would kind of put entity up there too, because really when you think about it, like we just mentioned Buddhism, like the
Entity kind of
main,
covers all of those.
well, see, here's where I'm coming from. I say it doesn't. I say
Okay.
I say it's among the examples, at least from my perspective.
Okay, let me hear.
Because entity itself implies other, right? And
Yeah.
if we're talking about, these ancient traditions, Buddhism specifically, like the main tenet of Buddhism is that consciousness is all one and that there is no other. There's nothing outside of this phenomenon that is consciousness. And that, like, I always screw this up. The famous Buddhist saying, like the core tenet quote, is like, the world is Maya, which is the world is illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Only Brahman is real. And Brahman is like the highest self. Paramatman, it means the highest self, God, same thing. Only Brahman is real. Brahman is the world. So you got the world is an illusion. Only Brahman is real. Brahman's the world. So it's a fish eating it's a snake eating its own tail. It's a fish chasing its own tail. It's a paradox almost. But like the idea of
Big red button.
the big red button. But when it comes to the idea of the entities, it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
You were saying that they're separated.
Well, it's like the perspective of it being something, some sort of, when we say entity, alien, jinn, I know that they are from the ancient texts, but also it's so easy to see them in the context of what's presented to us in like Hollywood, right? And it is very similar to the point where I think it's the same exact context where they're externalizing these ideas that are more so archetypes of whatever consciousness is, which is emanating from I, which is you, me, Shane. And so it's like, I don't know, to run with that for an incomplete thought, but that basically, it's kind of hard for me to go, well, interdimensional. I don't know. I have a hard time with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It is part of it is like you don't even I don't know about you, but I don't even understand that shit really. Obviously, I don't think any of us really can comprehend anything like string theory or multi-dimension theory or any of these types of things. We just have like a vague concept of it, some comic book version of this, right? But in my opinion, there's got to be some trickster somethings, whatever you want to call them, right?
Yeah.
The problem, I think, is language, man, right? And I think we've all talked about this or had people on our shows that talk about language and like how they've weaponized language against us so that as we speak and because the thing is like when you think, right, you're thinking in the language that you speak, right? So by manipulating the language over the years, they've been able to change how we perceive things on like a deep level. So even us talking about like entities, jinns, whatever, fairies, spirits, you could go down a list of these types of beings. There's probably some kind of word in some language that doesn't exist anymore that clearly defines and expresses a feeling and a vision within one's mind of exactly what these things do, right? But they've constructed language to erase that even from our consciousness, if that makes sense. Like they've weaponized language to that extent, I think.
Yeah, dude.
I totally agree.
Yeah, man. It sounds like you're talking almost like about egregores.
Remind me what that is, because I know that word, but I can't.
I mean, I'll get you the actual definition.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah,
first of all, they're in the Bible, the egregori. That's the thing. But egregore, let's see.
The example I always jump to first is just like a simple one that we can wrap our minds around is like cure, right? Like you go to some doctor to cure an ailment, and if you look up the definition of cure, it's actually to preserve, right?
Yeah.
So even our concept on a deep level of just like, hey, I need to cure this thing, you don't even realize it, but you're like asking for it to be preserved,
right?
In a weird kind of way,
It's like that woman that goes on shows and talks about good morning and waking up and all that.
Yeah.
And it kind of sounds corny and cheesy at first. And it's like, yeah, but this is This is legit. Like I saw a 9-minute video the other day explaining mathematically how like Hebrew is like English phonetically backwards, and it blew my fucking mind. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because tripping balls, man, there's been a lot of times tripping balls, and then afterwards reading about it from like psychologists or even physicists from their angle, that like that something about everything's backwards and everything's upside down in our percent. Like we form this upside, this right side up perspective, but like everything's backwards, everything's upside down, or something like that. Like
Interesting.
we're I
Like
don't know,
they've
we're getting
inverted
into
everything.
like
We're in some
everything's
inverted reality.
right? And
Yeah.
we're so used to that concept already.
Damn.
But I don't know, when I tripped hard, a lot of these crazy like conspiracies came up, but like they all led back to myself, and it was very
Yeah.
terrifying. Like even not like things I've done in my life, like everything in the world had a logical tie to like me, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
and I don't know
Yeah,
how to explain that.
I had a trip where it was like, dude, 9/11 was my fault, dude.
Yeah,
I
and
was
Shay and I
only
talk
4
about
years
this a
old,
lot.
but that shit was my fault, dog.
That's probably your consciousness reaching out to, the rest of consciousness.
Well,
Right.
it
Yeah.
is like there's no difference. There's no
Exactly.
other.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
like maybe that's what they're talking about with the Akashic record, right? They're just putting that, of
Yeah.
course, like sci-fi movie detail. Like, oh yeah, it's a hall of records. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think really what it is, man. I think about this a lot in my day-to-day life is that there's things that your physical self gets so distracted with all the things that you're thinking about in the day that you don't even realize. Okay. There's so many thoughts popping into your head throughout the day when you're working and all this shit, and so many stimuli, right, that your brain is taking in, and like you're just constantly being fucking fed stimulus. Okay. So like your consciousness is never able to like grasp any other part of itself except for the part that's attached to the physical part of you, because it's just constantly being stimulated. And I
Yep.
think we all know that they've created this whole thing, man, like not even just in the last 100 years, 1,000 years, no, like tens of thousands of years they've just spent fucking tweaking shit to make it so that we're just so stimulated that it's so hard. Because I don't know if you guys get into like remote viewing and shit, or like Bob Monroe or the CIA or any of this, but like they're even coming out with new shows now. Like I see a lot of these podcasts where these guys are going around, but the whole thing was like putting these guys in like areas that were even blocking radio frequencies and shit so that they could maximize their remote viewing capabilities. And it's like, tells you that, think about the Wi-Fi, the radio waves that are going through the air, the cell phone waves, all that shit, dude, is like influencing the fact that your consciousness is not going to be able to easily escape itself and astral project and remote view and shit. You know what I mean?
Shit, it's like it's blocking, it's muddying it all up.
Yeah. Just cloudy and shit. Some
Yeah.
people can do it, some people are just fucking Jedi, right? And they can fucking do that shit. But
That's kind of like what psychedelics do. It's like they just get rid of those boundaries.
but you're left with chaos. It's the same thing with
It gets rid of all of them.
finding out things aren't what they seem just because of like one spark that turned your head. Suddenly you're wide open to vulnerability and like snake oil salesman every which way loose.
Yeah.
We went from having everything in order and everything is exactly how it's supposed to be, and we know what happened in history and all this, to oh god, the further you go. And I'm sure people that are not into conspiracy would say that that's cognitive dissonance right there. And it's like, no, not entirely, but some of it is for sure. It's just the simple fact that we are naturally after what is authentic at our core, and the best of us will pursue that fucking deeply and passionately. And so it's just natural for them to automatically have to infiltrate that. I mean, I don't think Lenin was, the originator of the idea of controlled opposition. That's a very I don't know. I bet you could find that in the animal kingdom somehow. You have birds that like squawk and like help other animals not get attacked and stuff like that. There's some shit going on.
Yeah. Definitely, man.
We have been all over the place. This is pretty cool.
Hell yeah, brother. How long have we been recording?
Like over an hour.
Something like that. This is
Fuck
really one of the best impromptu podcasts I've done.
Hell
yeah,
yeah, dude, that's great.
And yeah, it's just a relaxed episode. We didn't really get too deep into any sort of conspiracy stuff. I got a little high.
Definitely got high.
So what's next for the Shadow Band podcast? What you got
Dude,
going on, man?
Man, I don't know, bro. Like the whole thing is like I started this shit on a whim, and then it kind of just like got to a point where like I felt some level of responsibility, whether or not that was justified or not, I guess it doesn't matter. But and then it became like a job, then it became a fucking burden, right? Then it became stressful, and it's just like, fuck, man. I took a break. Now I'm back, and it's like, okay, I put an episode out, the fucking numbers, and I'm like, okay, if I were to put one out every day, I could probably like gain some momentum and like get some views. But who the fuck wants to keep up with everything that's going on in the world? So half of me doesn't want to do this shit anymore because I don't want to pay attention to the mayhem. Right. And the other half of me does want to keep doing this shit because it's like roadkill, bro. You got to look at it sometimes, man.
Not only
well,
that,
I mean,
like,
you can make a difference in the world, man.
Could.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only that, but it's, I don't know about you, Jeff, but it's like the friends I've made in this community. Dude. I mean, it sounds silly. We're all incels. We don't get to actually hang out, but we're making plans. A lot of us do meet up. There's been so many people meeting up that I've either witnessed or I've met myself. And it's just like these are the friends I've really made that I want to talk to outside my family.
Sure.
And like the friends I used to have, that not really around anyway.
The problem is you just like, at least for me, is like I'll get caught up in some shit. I'll get, whether it's music or whatever I'm doing, I get fucking consumed. So if I start, if I put myself on a schedule, if I'm like every fucking whatever Tuesday I'm putting out an episode, and I start doing that 3 months into it, dude, I'm gonna be doing 8 shows a week, with everybody who wants to do a show, and then it just becomes a thing.
Right?
Yeah. I tried the consistency thing for months this year, and it was great. The numbers were getting higher and higher and higher. Everything was really successful. It was cool, but like that's the rat race. And I'm on Instagram scrolling, and I see when you're just scrolling through the Explore feed, all these young influencer idiot YouTube streamers and shit like that. They're all just how many likes do you want to give me your subs? Can I have yours? Like it's just like no human beings matter to any of these people. And I'm not saying that I was close to not even. I'm just saying that like that's the trajectory, no matter if you're small time or big time. It's like you feel it. You go, I need to be doing this. I need to be pushing myself out there. When most of the time I'm taking in a lot of bullshit, but also a lot of good stuff, from other content creators that have a lot more time, do this for a living, honest about it, and maybe not for a living to the point where they just need to put something out, but I don't know, teams of people sometimes.
That's a good perspective. I never even really thought about it, but it does. You're right. To me, it feels gross sometimes. Like I'm like, I should post a story on Instagram about my episode. Let me clip up an episode of myself talking, and it just feels it feels weird to me.
Yeah, man. It's nothing wrong with it, but I have enough of quote unquote rat race in my personal life. I don't want this to become that. This is like a think tank for me, in my opinion. And a lot of it's getting my own ideas out, and a lot of it's getting my ideas bouncing off of other people and see what they say. It's enriching me. I don't know where it's headed. You know, I act like I talk to my father like I'm some historian on the brink of something, and he's like, "Well, you're in manufacturing. Like, shut the fuck up." You know what I mean? I don't know. We're getting closer. Like, who's we? I don't know. But like,
Dude, the fucking thousands of people that fucking listen to you, dog.
maybe we're on. Maybe just the fact, like, there's not gonna be disclosure, first of all, for aliens, but there's also not gonna be a big unveiling of all this hidden shit that's happened. It's too complicated for the average person to just get some shock value news and go, "Oh, that's what's been going on." It's so twisted. It's a labyrinth of information, and it's on purpose. You know,
Yeah.
the truth is literally in there, but there is miles of bullshit on purpose, and it's just unreal. You know,
Yep. And good luck starting now with AI fucking
dude.
making it worse.
Dude.
If you're not already in the game, bro, I'm sorry, man. You might, unless you know somebody who can bring you into the game. But if you're not in the game, bro, at all,
That's a thing that comes up often with a couple other creators that I hang out with, that talk to and stuff like that. It's like AI influence and the line of not morality. Well, I guess morality, yeah, good or bad, and should we partake or should we not? And all those guys are just so into it. I'm just like, man, I don't know.
Dude, I could totally do that right now. I could fucking take both of you guys' voices,
Right.
go in Chat GPT, write me up an entire podcast conversation script. Take that into voice to text, use both of you guys' voices, and bam. Have fucking Andy Rouse, Jeff Fernandez. Oh,
yep.
Just
And you could do an
like,
episode
like,
every day. And
every
you could be
day.
on top of it, and you could have fucking 400 million followers. And
so easy.
It could be Joe Rogan experience.
I was just gonna say,
Like,
you could also
I
take,
could just
you know,
make fake Joe Rogan like
I was gonna
episode.
say,
Like,
yeah, fake Joe Rogan episodes.
How do we know that Joe Rogan's not fake?
I'm like, right?
Not really, obviously. I don't think he is, but you know what I mean? Like there's people out there, there's guys on the internet that people watch, and it's like, how do you know that that's not just like some beta AI generated fucking YouTube guy?
Some of it is, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
they've already done it with photos forever, so videos, it's, I was gonna say it's not far behind, but it's already here probably, you know, in a lot
Maybe
of
I'm
cases.
just AI, bro.
No,
No,
you're a real
That
one.
we're in the simulation, dog.
That's where it's gonna get weird, right? If the public starts to, because obviously whatever is happening in our community, whether true or not, it's gonna ripple out to the public eventually down
Yeah.
the road, 10,
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
be
yeah.
interesting when that starts to take place, the whole AI, what is real, what is not real, you know, what am I want, you know,
Kitty cat.
where does the screen end and my life begin? That kind of shit starts happening. The the rabbit hole of like what reality is going to be like almost pointless at that point. It's
Yep.
almost like all the endeavors of trying to discover what was and what is and what this all is made of is going to be fruitless, I think,
that's the
because
point,
everyone's
dude.
gonna, it is the point, right? It's, I mean,
Is that
some
the
would say
is
that
that
this
the
is
mass
supposed to be heaven on
consciousness
earth.
shift they
Well,
talk
no,
about?
I think that every time, I don't know how much time you guys want to stay on recording. We can talk about this for another fucking 2 hours, but
It's a few more.
Um,
Let's go for a few more at least. You
a
know?
couple more minutes. Okay. So, you know, like I feel like personally this idea of a great reset, right, happens every so often on purpose by the controllers, right? And I think the controllers are this cult that just passes the information down. And we're about to hit one. And I think one way that it happens is, number one, they got to distract everyone, dude. Bread and circus means everything, dude. Means give them fucking AI shit, give them conspiracy theories, give them football, give them movies, music, give them everything that we have, bro. All right? Distract the shit out of them. At the same time, loot the shit out of everything. The politicians, bro, like they're just looting, bro. Both sides, blue and red. They're just looting, bro. Go look at the bank accounts. Look at how much money's gone. Look how they're fucking sending money over to countries and shit, and
Yeah, they all got the
laundering
same
money.
flags in their profiles right now too.
Yeah, you know, they're laundering money through all these fucking deals. Don't get it twisted. They're looting the shit out of this place because they know that another fucking massive collapse is about to happen. And it's another
agree.
reset, bro. And
I
we're
agree.
just-
Like that technocratic future that
Yeah.
we're so afraid of. I think that's a fucking LARP. I think it's a red
Yep.
herring. Klaus
Absolutely.
Schwab, Dr.
We're going back to
Evil.
caveman, bro. Like
Dude.
we're about to see fucking Genesis 1-1 coming up in like within the next probably 100 years.
Bro, okay, so
I
you're
hope I'm
talking
dead,
like
dog.
devastation, cataclysm type shit.
Devastation, and people crawl out of the fucking ground. The people who knew it was coming are going to crawl out of the ground and
Yeah,
start
man.
the whole thing back again for another, I don't know, 5,000 years. However long the cycle is. I don't know. It could be 200 years, could be 2,000 years. Who the
Dude,
fuck
I've been
knows?
trying to write an audio drama like in the form of the show Modern Family, but about a family that works for the cabal. And it is the cabal. And like I came across that predicament because I wanted to have like a flashback from the last reset. And like how would I explain that? And like were the kids going to school underground the whole time the world was flooded? Like I was just trying to think of like, and it's unbelievable what you could kind of come up with on like a logical point of view, like trying to be as logical and human and normal as possible, trying to think of like how could things have been hidden and how would these people act if they really were maybe not fucking ageless vampires, but like the same bloodlines at least, and being past secret knowledge this whole time from antediluvian times, and the UFO thing, they love, these fucking military folks love pushing, or not military necessarily, but the more new age, the UFO types love to talk about aliens walking among us and we never know where the hybrids are. Yeah, what if it's just these motherfuckers, Yeah, they're among us the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, think about it, dude. Like it's just you just keep doing this cycle. I mean, they know that they can create what we would call trillions and trillions of dollars right now. Yeah,
Doll
quote
hairs,
unquote dollars.
doll hairs,
Right.
useless garbage.
And before the last reset, maybe it was something else. It wasn't dollars. Who cares what it was? But they have this cycle set up and the system set up that they probably had for tens or hundreds of thousands of years on this planet, and they just know
it
how
looks
to do
different each time, but
yeah, probably they're experimenting. Probably it's probably just a massive experiment. They
well,
want to
like,
figure out.
My son's got a Pac-Man game on the computer, and you can do tons of different skins. You can be in a bunch of different popular games. Go with like everybody looks different. The floors look different. The walls. It's kind of like that. It's like the Mayan sixth world thing. Every time there's another one, it looks completely different, but all the same motifs, all the same characters. Everything's represented the same way.
Yeah,
Shout out to
archetypes.
Christopher Knowles. Shout out to him. He talks a lot about how superheroes for the longest time have been just a recreation of the old gods and stuff like that. And it's just so obvious,
Yeah, man, same archetypes. There's only 12 stories. It's just they twist all the fucking details up and shit. But dude, that's what I think they do, man. I think
Yeah, what do I look up to like see what those 12 stories are?
I don't know, but that's just like a saying that I've heard before, and it makes sense. Like there's only really 12 stories.
Yeah, it's similar to the idea that there's only the perennial story,
Yeah, there's like
Joseph
the
Campbell.
damsel in distress, there's the hero's journey, there's the fucking whatever. I don't know. I can't listen to all
it's just the hero's journey. It's the hero's adventure, and that's
yeah.
It wasn't the journey, and isn't that interesting that because Joseph Campbell called it the hero's adventure. Because think about it, adventure implies more so that it's not it's not linear. It's just
right. There's not an end point.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's a never end. Yeah.
It's a never ending story.
I like that. The hero's adventure. But yeah.
We should do
but
this
yeah,
more often, guys.
This could all have been done by a djinn
or an entity.
Have you guys seen? You guys got Netflix?
Yeah.
You seen Sandman?
No.
It's new. Go look for that, dude.
So.
I don't know if you guys watch shows. If you're into the whole like binge watching shows and shit.
Really hard to with the kids, but
well, there's only one season, so it won't suck up too much of your life.
It's hard to for me because so much of it sucks.
Yeah. To be honest with you, the show itself as a whole is kind of like but like there's moments, especially knowing some of the things that we know now, right? It's the Sandman, it's the Lord of Dreams, right? And like he interacts with Lucifer, and he interacts with death, and he interacts with fucking desire, and
Oh,
they're all
shit, yeah.
they're all characters. They're humans,
Uh-huh.
right? The endless. They're these entities that have just been around humanity forever,
Yeah.
and they just
Interesting.
pull certain strings. And I made me think, I'm like, man, you could just have these entities or these jinn or whatever come through every so often, and to them it could be every day, right? Every
Yeah.
day they show up, and to us it's every 1,000 years, and they just show up and they're like, hey man, let's and then boom, some crazy shit goes down.
See, to me, it feels like they're
Nukes.
flipping one on us there too, because like, you know, they're describing our own very human emotions
Like
as
Loki.
the demons
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Whereas like, yeah, in reality, I don't know, it's cool. Yeah, I watched the show Loki. I just started season 2. It's funny. It's
I thought it was pretty good.
But the first season, yeah, that was nuts.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
of
yeah,
those,
yeah, the
some
first
of the,
season, yeah.
some of the concepts that they talk about in that show is pretty crazy. Like, spoiler alert, the the guy at the end of time,
Oh,
the like
yeah.
he who's left or the one who's left.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
dude. He
it
was
gave me
like,
psychedelic chills and
oh, dude.
flashbacks like crazy because he was
But
talking
like,
about how like he created the
wait,
timeline.
wait. Before that, he was the overlords, which were, underneath of him, if you even knew that guy existed, were these fucking lizard people. And they
Right,
just
but
turned out
they
to be
weren't.
robots.
They were just fake. Yeah, it was a charade to
Yeah,
hide that there
yeah.
was no one running the facility. Yeah, dude, like it felt very much like a psychedelic trip because that guy was like he was evil, but he knew he was evil, and he created the timeline to stop himself from destroying everything without like he was
He
subconscious, like he couldn't control his subconscious.
he
You
went
guys
to
ever get into
war with
David Icke?
himself until he
No,
destroyed everything except for the one timeline that he was still in, and then he tried to keep it that way, so he didn't go to war with himself for eternity.
right. Oh, dude, it's fucking crazy. It's and yeah, they're getting into some very and of course, the typical channels will tell you that it's all satanic, Luciferian, Kabbalistic, evil, like sorcery that they're showing you through these stories. But man, like my very natural ass mushroom trip gave me very, very close feelings to a lot of these themes in
Yeah.
these God stories and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
Oh yeah.
you can't deny that when the CIA didn't go grow mushrooms everywhere all over the planet for the. I mean, all right, maybe
Yeah,
if
dude.
everything's a simulation, it's just circular logic at that point. I don't know.
Oh
Listen,
man.
guys,
Yeah, dude, I think that's
let's
good spot to wrap it.
let's call it here. But let's do this more often. Jeff, if you're
Oh
around
yeah.
this time of night, sometimes let's just rock it the three of us for now. Until
Yeah, dude.
our two other brethren may be able to pop in, and we could possibly resurge some horns up action. It was good to
Fuck
talk
yeah.
music today with you guys.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
So everyone,
That
thank
shit.
you for watching and listening to this very offbeat deep share horns up almost episode. Doing a lot of these random episodes these days, and I think they're some of the best. So feels
Hell
good.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
all
for
for
having
checking
me
it
on,
out.
dude.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
Everybody,
dude.
check
Dude,
out Shannon's
Jeff, dude.
podcast. I knew some, but I didn't know it all. 2 years now.
Dude,
2
thank you
years deep.
so much for
Congratulations.
putting that out on your feed, bro.
And of
I
course,
just gotta say to everybody, I got more downloads in like 1 hour on Andy's feed than I ever have on any of my other podcast episodes.
well, if you were putting out your
You
music,
show me some
harder,
love.
promoting your music harder, I think you'd see the love come through pretty
I just
high.
gotta put out more music. Only have a
For
little bit
sure.
out.
Go check it out. Go check out Shane's music and go check out Shadow Band podcast with Jeff.
Check
And
out Jeff's music.
Jeff's an incredible fucking musician too, and these two do
Thanks,
need to
dude.
write some songs, and I will gladly guest star on some fucking vocal tracks. That would be
We
super
got
fun.
you, Doug.
We gotta do some gang vocals and shit.
Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
I'll send you some shit right meow that you can
Right.
sing on, dude.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
meow.
I'm saying this as if I have a
Are
studio,
you saying
which
meow?
is still dismantled. I'm still in my living room, as you can see, or dining
Dude,
room.
you just
So-
gotta take the laptop and the audio interface in the closet, dog.
Yeah, dude. That's the ultimate.
All the sound dampening, bro, from the clothes, bro.
There you go.
No, yeah, it's good to do this. We should do this more. I'm down.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
know.
down.
I'm
And we'll
here.
bring some more people on. I'm kind of like going buck wild with the podcast at this point because, yeah, like you said, Jeff, there's a lot of fatigue involved sometimes. And after that, I had the flood and had to take my studio apart and a bunch of other stuff going on in my life has happened. It's just harder to have serious guests on and do a lot of research. So those will still happen, obviously, but I want to do more of this.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not necessarily talking about super duper serious stuff all the time. So,
Yeah.
Super duper.
I love you both. You're great.
Fucking love you, Doug.
I love you, bro.
Love you, Jeff.
Awesome. Another one in the books. All right. See you guys later.
All right, boys.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Deep Share Podcast. If you want to hear more, then hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all the social places. And remember, think for yourself, but don't always believe what you think. Till next time.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
What do we know? What do we know? If I know what we know, then I can tell you what we know, and if someone else knows, okay? I mean...